I wanted to talk about something. And thank you to Jolt Cocktail. Ayo, I don't know. I did. Did I Ayo? I did Ayo you earlier, right? Properly? Did I Ayo? Did I Ayo you properly? Ayo. And so one of these things. I'm not even joking, dude. I was at like 2.66 the last time I checked. May even be higher after today's stream because it looks like we have quite a few people here. Thank you so much for joining us, my dudes. But we've been getting closer and closer to affiliate. I'm super excited. Thank you all so much. I am sick, but I am tearing up a little bit as well. So it's not just these boogers aren't just from being sick. It's really meant the world to me, and the closer I get to these sort of like milestones, the more I start to realize that I definitely am not prepared for like everything that I've effectively wanted to be happening, which is to start getting a bit of attention and start like building a community here. I love all the people that I chat with, all of my like, you know, everyone in my audience that I get to chat to every single day, that they're starting to get to meet each other, and I want to get more involved in this, like myself personally too. I've been so freaking how do I say this? I've been so terrified of, I guess, I don't want to sound like the stereotypical YouTuber, but I've been so terrified of socializing and so terrified of opening up and sort of letting people into my life, so to speak. And that's just been like in IRL. And now that it's being sort of amplified to the internet, to this community that I'm creating here, that to all you people that are out there supporting me on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, on you know, Facebook, on TikTok, like wow, like just the amount of people that watch my stuff and talk to me on TikTok, I never thought. And it's amazing. It's great. Thank you all so much. It really helps me like keep going every single day. It does. And lately I've been seeing so many people who are at the tippity top of like what I'm effectively at the tippity, you know, beginning of. I'm not gonna say the bottom, but more like they are at the finishing line when I am at the starting line. In fact, I'm still looking for a round for the blank. You get me? Like I don't even got somebody to hit. So I'm barely getting to the starting line, and so I kind of want to, you know, this came up on my feed. I wanted to see it. I want to get the opinion of way more people in the community. I want to start speaking with other people in the community. I want to start engaging with not only other YouTubers and VTubers, but even just other communities in general. Not necessarily with the top dog, but just other people. Like for example, Boss, another small time YouTuber that I've been talking to lately, who's been, you know, hanging out on the streams. Mr. Gamer as well, who makes content as well as why the frick am I blanking out? Fallen Angel, who also makes amazing content on the platform. You know, please check out all these people as well. They're part of my community, and they make great content. They join us on the streams, and so I want to do more of that. I want to do more of that. And so for me to see a lot of YouTubers, VTubers, stuff like that, either leaving the platform, getting off the platform, or just like, for, in this case, giving out warnings to new YouTubers, it's a bit concerning, and I kind of want to go over some of this stuff with you guys. I feel like, you know what? If I have any anxieties about any future stuff that might happen with this channel, or with VTubing in general, you know what? It's better to just go over the stuff with you guys and get all of my thoughts clear and concise now. You know what I mean? That's just how I've always been. I'm a lot better just talking about the stuff in the moment. Yeah, let's just go over it. I have not watched this. I did not know about this VTuber until this was recommended to me. Zylegal. I will subscribe. I will like. Even though this is a video about why they left the VTubing community, I don't know what that specifically means or how they were involved. So let's just watch over it. I think it looks cool. Let's go. Also, I love your model, by the way. Alright, play! I'll stop rambling.
Oh, this is gonna be fucking interesting. I don't even fucking know what the hell I'm doing. This is a rant, okay? This is not some frickin' Sunny V2 bullshit, okay? Yo, I'm back to yell into the void of the internet after my long hiatus. I'm here to basically hold the VTuber community against the wall by its throat and let you all know how being in this toxic relationship for the past 2 years makes me want to blast old school Melanie Martinez at 4 a.m. like I'm a troubled kid in high school again. Aside from a thin...
I feel that though. Hey, check out Fallen Angel's channel, for real though! Check out Fallen Angel's channel!
Badly this community has further fucked up my mental health as well as others. I also genuinely want this to be a warning to anybody who has plans regarding to becoming a VTuber, because I wish I knew this shit like 2 years ago. So let's talk about it. Just to clear this up right off the bat, when I say VTuber community, I'm not talking about viewers who like watch our content. I'm talking about the community of virtual content creators, mainly on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. Elon can fucking fight.
Yeah, it's still Twitter to me too. You're not just gonna change that overnight. It's a force of habit. Anyway, I get it. I get what you're saying.
And posting in a bubble amongst themselves, interacting with each other more than the average viewer. I joined the VTuber community in October of 2021. That is 2 long fucking years of watching the mask slip. While my content creation has been on and off throughout the current length of my streaming career due to health and schooling complications, I have always done
I feel that though. I've been on and off since like 2015, girl.
Up until recently. They made me feel included. They were always boasting about how they wanted to shout out new VTubers and give them a platform and how they supported minorities and how they were boasting about the community was so open and caring and, you know, all this amazing stuff. Just to realize that it was all fake, a ploy to use as many people as possible in order to climb the chaotic Jenga tower that it is to be a successful VTuber. Long story short, this community doesn't care who they need to step on or step over to get more followers. Now you're probably sitting here going, but Zyla, that's the internet in general. And yeah, you're right, but...
Welcome to YouTube. I'm joking. No, but it's like, yeah, no, she's not, like, I totally get where she's coming from on this. One of the absolute biggest things that I have... One of the #1 things I want to say that has been flooding my inboxes lately, and not lately, actually, since I started VTubing, honestly... The amount of, like, artists and people who are trying to sell you bots. So here's the thing. There are people, there are genuine artists who are trying to genuinely make art and be hired to make their art. But then you also get these people who may not be doing necessarily genuine art, but they're all, what they are doing is trying to offer you, like, view botting, bot account subscriptions, just bots, stuff like that. With promises of like, oh, we can guarantee you're gonna get like 1,000 subscribers and yada yada. It's like, yeah, no, but my whole thing has always been, like, that's a whole different conversation, right, for another time. The reason why I refuse to bot and stuff, but yeah, no, there's a lot of people on Twitter and stuff, other VTubers as well, that I can understand where she's coming from. That yeah, they're very much there for the business, so to speak. And I can respect the hustle, but there are some people who are only there, like, who are really out there looking out for themselves, period, and really trying to step over people, you get me? So I can understand where she's getting at with that. Yeah, I have been fortunate enough, he says. I've been lucky enough that the few people I've been able to interact with have not, so far, been bad people, but I have, again, I haven't really been interacting with too many other people in the community, so I'm about to start getting more involved in the community. I'm so glad I watched this.
The reason why I'm pointing this out is because the VTuber community has itself up on a high horse. They're claiming to be the exception of this bad behavior when they're actually the example. Before we get
literally everyone, I feel like, says they're the exception.
Going into specifics on certain VTubers or events, for examples, because this is a community issue, and I don't want to single anybody out. So you will have to take all of this with a grain of salt. You know, this is my experience, yours might be different, that's understandable, whatever, we good? So let's just get into, like, the overall entitlement issue. I know it's been said before.
An entitlement issue, okay. Now, I will say, I don't know how much this matters or how big this is, but when it comes to Twitter, some of the biggest let's say hashtags that I have been involved with is like the VTubers are still watching, VTuber support, VTuber support chain. I'm trying to think what else. But those are the biggest things. And what I like to do, or what I tend to do, because it's super simple and easy to do, is, and it's like, you don't really gotta do much. Like, it doesn't do anything or go out of your way. What I like to do is, I like to go on Twitter, use all those, like, hashtags, and you just go find people who are basically saying, like, hey, I'm a VTuber, I am starting off, or I'm yada, 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 whatever. Would you like to trade follow for follow? And I'm like, 100% yes, I will follow, and yeah, if there is any possibility that they are streaming when I'm streaming and I can raid them if I have the audience, I will raid them. Though, again, most of my audience, like, active audience, tends to be on YouTube, which I've been fortunate about, because YouTube tend not to get to, the streaming situation there is still pretty new. I'm hoping my Twitch starts to get more active, but hey, that it is what it is. Twitch, the top 1% of Twitch is always going to have the most views. I'm hoping to get a little grasp on my own little community here, But yeah, no. For the most part, my most active is on like YouTube and stuff. I thought I was making a point here, and I kind of lost my train of thought. Anyway, so the point being, I only really, like, dealt with those communities of Twitter. If there are any more communities that I should be involved with, or anyone else recommends, let me know. But yeah, that's pretty much where I've been at. As far as entitlement goes, I kind of want to see what she says about this first. I don't know about this.
To take all of this with a grain of salt. This is my experience. Urge part of the community has this idea that if they spend a lot of money on a hat.
Okay, hold on.
I know it's been said before, but I do genuinely think a very large part of the community has this idea that if they spend a lot of money on a hat, bro. That if they spend a lot of money on a hot-ass VTuber model with big booba, they would be an instant success. Thousands of—
What? You're saying if I don't buy Pokemade's cookies, she's not going to instantly start dating me? This is garbage! You're a liar! How dare you, you she-devil! That's why you have bat wings! Alright, even though this is news to me, yeah, I'm sure most of you already know, if you guys ever donate to me, support me, or help me in any kind of way, shape, or form, I love you and I appreciate you. However, I don't know you jack squat. I'm here to... I'm sorry, that's just the dealio. I don't owe nothing to nobody. I've always said this, and I'll continue to say this. Please. There are better things you could be doing with your money. Use it to get yourself in a good situation. Use it for yourself. Give it to somebody who needs it. If I need money, or if I want to make money off of VTubing, I'm gonna hit Twitch, or I'm gonna hit YouTube, I'm gonna hit Rumble. I'm gonna try to hit their wallets. That's what I'm aiming for. I'm trying to get them to pay me. I don't want my audience or my community to have to be my, which is a bit of a backwards thing to say, especially with Twitch and me trying to get affiliate. But my hope is that I could freaking hit the freaking corporations for as much cash as possible, sponsors, yada yada yada, and not have to charge my community for any of the content I ever do, at all. And then with any luck, maybe I can do a little Mr. Beast situation where I give a bunch of money to the community. Because what the frick am I gonna do? If I could pay my house off someday, like as if I'd ever get that big, right? But if I could ever get big YouTuber money, like Boogie298 money or something, I'd probably just pay my house off and then I'm pretty much done. I don't know what the frick else there is to life. I'm a very simple person. I like video games, and I've been wearing the same clothing for the last 10 years. I have nice clothing, don't get me wrong, but I like to. I don't know. I try to keep things simple. So if I ever make merchandise, if I ever make hats, anything for you guys to be able to get, I will always try to make it as cheap as humanly possible to balance out. Okay, we need to make a profit, but I also want to make sure I'm not overcharging for freaking for cookies. So it's I'll try to be super back and forth with everybody about stuff like that. But for that same reason, I never ever buy something. Like I have a one of my favorite VTubers of all time, Mori Calliope. I love her. She's great. She's amazing. For absolutely no reason, I will also mention the fact that I'm a huge fan of Demon Dice, who's just this other amazing rap artist who I happen to completely separately to Mori Calliope and other amazing rappers happen to find on Spotify with no prior knowledge of their rapping career. And yeah, so I'm a huge fan. I purchased a lot of merchandise. Yeah, no, please, like, that. This is a mentality that I have seen often on Twitter. I've seen often in other places. This gets super creepy because now we're starting to get into like Throne and stuff, which is a website. If you don't know what Throne is like a website where basically you, as a VTuber or as a influencer or whatever, like content creator, you can sort of put up a little shopping list of like stuff you hope to someday buy, and people can potentially crowdfund it for you. Cool concept. That's pretty awesome. I put some stuff out there that it's like, I'm never gonna be able to afford that in a million years. So if somebody wants to help crowdfund that, go for it. But otherwise, I don't expect anything out of it. You know, but that's the thing. Especially on Twitter, I will see a lot of VTubers. Some of them haven't even debuted yet, but their thrones are getting bought out, my dude. And I'm like, what is happening? I don't know. I feel like it's a weird one to be in. It's a weird position to be in. Because, like, how do you... Like, what do you as the VTuber say if somebody feels entitled to you and that person spent, like, $800 on you? Like, $400 on the microphone or something. You know? That's a weird one. But yeah, no, flat out, I do agree that, no, you're not entitled to Jack's
diehard fans and being set for life, even if they deny it. That's what they thought. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong with wanting to do content creation as a job, but you need to be realistic about it. And a lot of VTubers just aren't. Between you and me, they seem a little bitter, actually. Little information about me, I personally became a VTuber because I was fucking lonely. I was in a dark place in my life, and I thought, you know, if I...
Not nice that she was lonely, I mean nice that she got into VTubing as a method of, like, getting out of a bad place, alright? Don't take that as a
because I was fucking
that
lonely.
Probably should have specified.
I was in a dark place in my life, and I thought, you know, if I stream, I could force myself to play games, do art, the things I enjoy, while, you know, having some people around and not being alone. You know, a fun way to force myself to be
That's a genuinely awesome, like, reason to get into it.
Other people, however, it seemed that once they realized that expensive VTuber model doesn't...
I'll keep this short, but because I've said this many times before, the reason I got into VTubing is because I just genuinely had fun doing YouTube prior to, like, being a VTuber. I've been on YouTube since, like, 2015. And I just happen to love, like, the technology of VTubing, but it gave me a really good reason to not have to go, or it gave me a really good way to do voiceover work without necessarily having to go audition all the time. You know, so there you go.
Always equal success right off the bat. They suddenly got real fucking
100% will say this has helped me tremendously with my depression issues.
Genuinely wanting to see people fail or get hurt. It almost felt like, to them, watching a bigger streamer fail meant that their audience would come down to the people with less viewers, when that's not how that works at all. You still need a good personality and the drive to post content, you dumb. Really though, like, they actively...
Yeah, just because the top dogs, like, fall, don't mean suddenly you got better at your at doing what you do. Like, you still got... Like, if Iron Mouse stopped VTubing tomorrow, you still gotta be at least as good a VTuber as Iron Mouse to get her audience, you understand me? Like...
Watching a bigger streamer fail meant that their audience would come down to the people with less viewers. When
that's kind of why I like the slow burn of it, of my community growing, because I get to get a little... I have really bad memory problems, like really bad memory problems. I used to every single one of my coworkers and my boss used the nickname me Finding Dory. They would call me Dory in front of customers. Anyway, so I friggin' point being, I was making a point.
But really though, like, they actively hope that bad things
I have really bad memory problems, is the point I was trying to make but I was trying to make that point for something else.
will happen to bigger streamers. They'll go off on rants about how they don't think these people deserve the
Oh,
following
oh,
they have.
oh.
And, you know, usually
Okay,
the one
hold
bitching
on.
about
Well, I'm
it.
sorry. I don't mean to keep interrupting. Okay, what I was trying to say is I have really bad memory problems, so I really like being able to sort of get to know my audience as it builds up, little by little. You see, because like, should I even talk about this? Like yesterday, I had a long time viewer that was visiting me, and even they were telling me like, "Yo, do you even remember who I was?" Because way a while back, he was telling me all kinds of weird, creepy, scary facts about like how many calories are inside of a human child, like just like weird stuff. But it was hilarious and entertaining. And I definitely remember that interaction, but I couldn't remember. Either he changed his name from that time, or I just couldn't remember like all the details of his name or everything. I'm like, oh man, that's like, I can't believe I didn't like, similar to like Master Sam or other like community members because it's a little bit cheating because Master Sam was literally one of the first people that was talking to me on a daily basis as a VTuber. So we got to know each other pretty intimately. But not like too crazy, but like we definitely got to know. Like I freaking like knew what college classes he was taking, what he was, like stuff like that. So I do like the slow growth that lets me at least give my best attempt at getting to know everyone in my community, even if there is more and more separation there. I'm just sort of glad to be able to. I'm glad to just be able to communicate with them, to some degree.
Fair is being the one who doesn't post content, post to other platforms, or does anything to build their audience aside from bitching on Twitter. But I'm sure that has nothing to do with it. I've seen people go as far as to cry that big corporate VTubers are all assholes and terrible because they don't bring on smaller streamers for collabs. Just let random people you don't know onto your stream and just hope that they don't do or say anything to get you in trouble.
Dude, I have to imagine that even the major VTubers must be terrified, as terrified as I am right now to start collaborating. I can only imagine. I feel like that fear never goes away. The initial like jitters of
Which,
like collaborating with someone new.
Feed your corporation, your sponsors, Yeah, that sounds like a
I don't think it's gonna get any easier.
idea.
I doubt
I'm sure
it.
that won't backfire at all. I mean, let's just be honest with ourselves here. They usually stream with other big streamers because those people also have a lot to lose if they
of course.
The platforms they stream.
They have to play by the rules.
Trust other big streamers.
There's a reason why most streamers don't stream with Nuxanor. There's a reason the big booby Poseidon and Hades and Zeus stream with Nuxanor, but not some of the more innocent ones. You get what I'm saying? They vet each other, and of course the bigger streamers have probably been following TOS for a lot longer than smaller streamers. You get what I'm saying? I'm still a pretty high risk for any big time VTubers. Let's be honest.
To act professional, or at least what's considered professional in a VTuber setting, because for them that is their job. Besides, why the fuck would anybody want to hang out with some random person they don't know who's demanding rather rudely that they are somehow entitled to your time and space? I know I fucking wouldn't. Like, block, bye. Like, what? It's not being mean, it's being realistic and having boundaries. And besides, you all sitting here yelling about how mean and terrible big streamers are for not rolling out the red carpet for a person they don't know. Don't act like you're some innocent fucking victim. You look dumb. Because it is beyond clear that you only want to stream with these bigger creators to build a following for yourself off their back. You just want to use them. It genuinely does feel like every other person in this community has main character syndrome, and they somehow
I want to.
People's time, space,
sorry, let's go back real quick. One more.
Off their back. You just want to use them. It genuinely does feel like.
Okay, so here's the thing, and I want to clarify something too, or at least in my opinion, right? Every single collaboration, every single one, from its very foundation, is built in order to have those two communities collide and potentially have both collaborators, communities grow, their viewerships grow, their subscribers grow. Like, not a single collaboration is not about using each other to grow. That's just a fact. That's just a fact of YouTube. That's just a fact of Twitch. That's just a fact of life. Like, that's just real. Like, we understand that. I feel like, and I know, I'm pretty sure, I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure Zyla here understands as well. But it is very, very different when you are only trying to use someone as a means to an end, where instead as you're just, you know, and it's interesting because I've been struggling for how to express this on Twitter. But there's a big difference between you trying to use someone as a means to an end and you just being your own content creator, having fun with your community, and you happen to, you know, find another content creator that you believe genuinely you would have a fun time with, or you think you two could have like a good chemistry in your performances or in your show or in your, you know, with your streams, or maybe your communities are so similar and you're like, well, maybe our communities could hit it off with each other, and we'll see if you and I, you know, have fun playing with each other, stuff like that. And it's like, and so it's like, it's very obvious when you're just using people, right? Or it's not very obvious, but it's I should say, it feels very slimy. It feels very gross. But so, what's a better way to express that? This is basically just like this VTuber like giving a warning to new VTubers. But yeah, no, I just don't. I like it's just
every other person in this community has main character syndrome, and they somehow think they're entitled to other.
Everyone has main character syndrome. I have main character syndrome.
Speaking about that,
because I am the main character. Let's be honest.
Boundaries or the lack of them.
But
this does tie into the last point, but it doesn't.
The boundaries.
Because holy fuck, the amount.
Yay!
Of motherfuckers who think.
I will say this, and this is not about everyone. Me personally, I have the expectations that all of my boundaries will be crossed and violated, but I hope, and I will give my darnest to make sure I don't cross anybody else's, because I want to make sure I respect everybody's boundaries, for sure. Flat out, plain and simple. But I fully expect people are gonna, like, I just sort of go in with that understanding that can and may happen, and just sort of prepare for that, you know?
I think that the VTubing scene,
it's unfair that it happens.
Some form of speed dating.
It's unfair that it happens.
Insane. Like, why are you here? What? Go on OkCupid and creep people out over there, okay? At least they expect it there. And I'm not talking about parasocial viewers here. I'd actually prefer that over this bullshit. Imagine
like collaborators trying to.
You interact with another streamer. You get along.
Yeah, okay.
Hit it off. Maybe you have a few calls and servers with other streamers you're both mutuals with. You know, have a good time, and you finally decide, hey, you're pretty chill. I either consider you a friend or at least a very somewhat trusted mutual. Let's do a collab together. Then suddenly, this person decides that means you want to date them. You, a streamer, collabing with another streamer, basically the equivalent of a group project for your shitty 9-to-5.
Yeah.
Them that you want to date them. My voice died at that. It's so stupid. This is the kind of bullshit you would go to HR for. And the next thing you know,
it's like, can you imagine? Can you imagine if you, like, I guess it depends on what your job is, right? But, like, I guess, like, let's go. If you work at Pepsi and you're like, oh man, friggin', like, dude, working at Pepsi's awesome. And they're like, hey, bro, you need to go to the summer jam. Oh, what's that? It's like a festival. Oh, cool. So what's the deal? It's like, so we're gonna do like a little collaborative thing with I don't know, freaking pick a thing, McDonald's. With McDonald's gonna betray Coca-Cola for the first time ever, and it's gonna be cool. And I'd be like, alright, cool. And then, like, you show up there, and then it's like, alright, this is the person who you're gonna be working at the booth with. They're from McDonald's, they're gonna make the patties, and you'll make the drinks. Alright, cool. Alright, so when do we get married? It's like, what? What do you mean? We're collaborating here, obviously. Something's going on. What do you mean? We work together like for a whole day. Dude, chill.
They're telling all your mutual friends. Other VTubers feed into their delusion, and they won't take no for a fucking answer because.
Oh, dude, that's gotta be like even cringier and like scarier when the community starts to like ship you together.
But
it's like Iron Mouse and Connor. I want to be completely honest with y'all. I fully thought they were dating because of their communities. I fully thought they had a thing.
We'll just talk it out. It's fine.
I fully freaking think just because of their community.
3 fucking months until it gets so uncomfortable and toxic that you just cut them off completely. And now suddenly,
early on, of course. Now I know, I understand the situation. The nuance is a little bit better, but
fucking answer is suddenly posted all over Twitter. People are, for some reason, demanding you explain to them why you said no. All right, then you do that. Okay, 6 more times in 8 months. Okay, doesn't sound fun, right? And for full transparency, this is not my personal experience, but the frequency that I've watched this happen in my own circle and the community at large is what's the word? Disgusting. And this bullshit with people trying to turn every person they stream with into a dating sim, then going all nice girl / guy TM on them, genuinely does get to the point where it's harassment in some cases. And I'm bringing this up because this is almost normal in the community. It happens constantly, and it's just looked at as normal. Because I don't know about you, but I'm here to make content, not deal with this fucking preschool drama.
It's like high school all over again.
With that, love bombing's a huge issue in this community. I never
Love
once
bombing?
went into any interaction with the idea of using someone. Every person that I've called a friend, I do genuinely see them as friends, even if we don't communicate anymore. So what?
See, that is one thing that I feel like I have an advantage at, is that I am very. You can ask you can ask all the people who IRL, like, you know, Burrito, who is I'm not gonna spoil anything, but Burrito is also is dipping his toes into the content creation market. He said it himself on my streams. Chaos, who makes some content as well. You can ask them. Like, I tend to be very open about my. I tend to be an open book with my emotions, and I tend to not really be good at hiding them either. So it's like, for the most part, yeah, no, and it's like I'll flat out like say what I feel like. If I have an issue with you, so to speak, or if there's something that's just like not really meshing with us, like I'm not gonna be that fake friend. I can't do that. I can't do the whole like I can't. You have a great day too. I can't do that. It's just not. I can't do it. I can't. I'm so petty at times. No go. I'm pretty petty. I wear my emotions on my sleeves. I don't like. I flat out, I'm not gonna be that kind of person that will go and show a fake face to you, for a lot of that stuff. If I'm not happy with you, I'm not gonna insult you, I'm not gonna be mad at you, grumpy, none of that stuff. There are times where I have coworkers and stuff that I genuinely do not mesh with, there's been drama, there's been issues, whatever. I don't hate them, I have no problems against them. They've done some stuff that very, very worthy of a bad attitude and aggression. No physical, of course, never ever physical, but it just very, you know, they deserve a little bit of attitude. But I do genuinely come in every single day trying to, you know, start off good and trying to you know, be a good monkey. So I tend to always be nice with everyone and try to be good with everyone. But so I feel like that is gonna help me out a lot when it comes to collaborating, because I hopefully will not be sort of pressured into continuing certain like friendships or continuing certain how should I say, partnerships? No. If it's like work, I get what did she call it? I guess just relationship. There you go. That's a better word. Yeah. So I guess like I can sort of cut off certain relationships, nip them in the butt if it's just genuinely somebody that I don't like. They might be sussy. Or if they're genuinely good content creators who love to make content, it seems like they're legit. Then I can continue to create content with them, stuff like that. And that's really what it comes down to. And my biggest anxieties over all of this kind of stuff is I wanna find other content creators who are here for the content, and that's the focus. You know, we can worry about everything else later, but the content needs to come first. You know.
When I found out just how common it was, in this
and hopefully that will translate, that work ethic
friends. I love you.
and
You're
relationship
like
ethic
family
will
to me.
hopefully translate
Just to
well over
disappear
into
and use people as
collaborations.
stepping stones or throw them under the bus the second they're no longer convenient broke my fucking heart. Because there's some genuinely great people here. I have never seen this be such a constant issue in any other community I've been in aside from VTubing. And this shit's a two-way street. You aren't going to be super close or even friends with every single person you collab with. That's just how it is. It's a job for a lot of people, and a lot of people need to learn that if someone doesn't want to interact with you further than a work relationship, you need to fucking respect that. But you can't just pretend to be someone's friend either. It is a very normal and well-known occurrence in this community that people are just gonna, you know, befriend each other, let them open up, just to leverage what they can use against them later on. Both sides are very shitty. Honesty is a very unknown
Yeah,
concept.
see, again, like, that's the thing. If I'm not trying, like, if I don't mesh with you on a friendship level, it's like, you'll know. I tend to make it pretty freaking obvious. I don't that's, yeah, but no better way to explain that. I tend to make it pretty freaking obvious. I'm not good at hiding that stuff. If I don't like you, if me, you no good, I tend to not be very good at hiding that fact.
In the Underdark known as the Vtuber community. Motherfuckers got me rolling for insight 5 times a day. Okay, listen, listen. I joke about it here and there, but I don't make it a big part of my content, so I'm saying this right now, okay? I'm a woman kisser, okay? But we'll talk about this. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, for the first half of the year or so, I felt pretty safe as an LGBT girly in the VTuber community. That is until some mutuals of mine and myself started.
If you didn't
to
get it,
notice
she prefers tacos.
Fucky things
I got
going
you.
on. It became very apparent that what seemed like support started.
She and I could be her wingman, and she could be my wingman. There you go. I got you. Just in case you didn't get it.
Started to notice a few fucky things going on. It became very.
I mean, realistically, only one of us has wings, but I guess
like support started to stink.
Then again, only one of us has a tail. Sorry.
We started to notice a very large amount of people that
alright,
had something to say about minority or world issues, as long as
I know. I'm a comedic genius. You don't have to remind me.
Hashtags to it. You know, using their minority mutuals or friends as clickbait for clout during months dedicated to a certain group, only to then use those same posts to cover up their own bad behavior later on. No, Twitter officer, I can't be a bad person. I tweeted on November 15th of 2022 that homophobia is bad. Therefore, anything I did or said afterwards doesn't count. The part that really pisses me off, though, is the constant habit of talking over minorities and telling us what we should be upset about. Now, this has been brought up with other communities in VTubing, but I'm only going to speak on the side of LGBT here because it's not my place to speak about the race issues, since I'm... Well, yeah, anyways.
Milquetoast, got it!
Where an issue involving the LGBT community...
I don't understand where this mentality comes from, but... I guess I'll say this much. I feel like you still deserve to have an opinion. Like, I feel like the world cannot take it seriously or whatever the frick, but I feel like you have a right to your own freaking thoughts and words. What the frick?
He has come up with a streamer doing or saying something shitty, and while I do genuinely believe that terrible behavior should be called out,
at least for me in the Latino community, I've never really seen
so many times now. Someone will get accused of being an asshat, they provide evidence against it, and yet the VTubing community just pretends they don't see the evidence. If I don't look at it, it doesn't exist. This post can't bother me because I can't read. You know, that kind of bullshit? Because why admit that you might be wrong when you can just feed into the map?
But that's just because they're not really looking for evidence. They don't care about reality. These people are here literally only to confirm what they already believe. You know, they don't want information that could prove them wrong. Why would they want that? No, they want to pay attention to the stuff that proves that, you know, because you have to understand, they already hate the VTuber. They hate the VTuber to start. The fact that there's something to hate them about now is just convenient. You get me? So now that you're taking that away, it's kind of like, well, it doesn't really matter because they still hate them. You know, why would they pay attention to that when it takes away it takes away the excuse to keep hating on them?
mass rage and get easy followers from it. Or even worse, there have been times where members of the LGBT community itself will say, hey, you know, it's okay, we don't think it's offensive, it's not that big a deal, guys. And then suddenly we're being turned on by the people who apparently care about us so much, while they're sitting over there sending death threats in the name of our community, which doesn't help, okay?
This is the one thing, here's the thing, I feel like having a community is important, but at the same time, I feel like it can also be a detriment because of this very same fact. It's kind of like, why, I hate this. There's no, like, I feel like each individual person is gonna have each individual person's own thoughts and opinions. There's no one community that speaks for everyone. That's why I hate the whole Democrat-Republican thing as well, because it's kind of like, I don't agree fully with either of them, honestly. And like, the LGBT community, there's a lot of things I like and agree with on the LGBT community. A lot of things I also do not like and disagree with. And I feel like the same thing could be said about majority of the people who belong in the LGBTQ community. I feel like they probably agree and disagree with the community. You get what I'm saying? It's like,
that makes shit fucking worse. You aren't helping us, but that doesn't.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. You're screwed no matter if you.
While a lot of people acting like this in the community
agree with it or disagree with it,
not LGBT, there are definitely LGBT people who jump on this, and I want to say something directly to you. Okay, everything else aside, real fast. I get it. I understand. The world is shitty for us right now, especially for our trans friends and family. People online can try to ignore it or say that we're overreacting, but 140 anti-trans bills is not something we're exaggerating. Rising violence and homicide against people just trying to live their lives is
these laws, some of these laws have been getting overturned, like, that make no freaking sense. Some of these laws, like, there were some real W's that got turned into L's for, like, no like, y'all gotta read up on, like, in fact, we should probably, if I was being completely honest with myself, I probably should, be freaking talking more informed on these as well. I typically watch Philip DeFranco for a lot of that, to be honest with you, though.
Upset. You should be upset. I am too. But the issue here is that misdirecting it is causing more harm than good for everyone involved. And I do really think that's what it is.
I have to wonder if the amount of people that got on Twitter about the Hogwarts situation got on, like,
is because you're scared.
A lot of these laws, I wonder if they would have changed, but
you don't have the ability to direct that at people who are actually causing the harm, so it's getting taken out on a different outlet. It's getting taken out on people who have nothing to do with the shitty decisions being done. It's getting taken out on people playing certain video games or watching shows or listening to certain music. The world is shitty. People need to have a little bit of ignorance to enjoy things and not be depressed constantly. And that's okay, as long as someone is self-aware and they're not actively making excuses.
That's a really great point, actually.
Fine. It is not the be-all tell-all to decide if someone's a good person or not. I mean, Disney was an absolute piece of shit, but I'm not going to sit here and accuse someone who went to Disneyland for a vacation that they agree with all of his old opinions. Nor am I going to stop having a deep love for the movies that I grew up with. I can point out and admit that they're real shitty in some cases, but watching them doesn't mean that I condone the assholes who made them. And again, the most viewed videos or posts that I have personally seen that are flat out going, you can't play this game or watch this movie or listen to this music because that'll make you a bigot. They're not usually LGBT people. They're, quote unquote, allies, and it grinds my fucking gears. Not only do these rage tweeters not give a flying fuck about us or our community, but they're just giving actual bigots a bigger fuck.
Dude, the amount of allies that harass
we all knew that this was coming. Again,
LGBTQ people.
Points I've made, but this does need its own subsection like the rest of them because what the flying fuck, you guys. I have been on the internet for a lot longer than I probably should have been. I have been in countless communities. I've made art and content for other fandoms, groups, websites. I've been everywhere. I was on Tumblr during the Sonic Social Justice era. I watched that all go down, and the FNAF artist who shall not be named. I have seen shit, yet I have never seen another community that tears itself apart from the inside out to the extent that I've seen the VTuber community do, all while being so fucking giddy about it. Now, you may have heard the term VTuber before. VTubers who hardly stream and spend all of their time on Twitter waiting with foam at the mouth to grab any piece of drama they can. And like I said before, the point of them doing this is jump on any issue or drama that's being talked about so they can make a post going, well, I would never do that. Look at me. I'm such a good person. You should follow me. And this type of clout chasing got dangerous.
She just like me for real.
Because it went from
I would never do that thing neither that you don't like me doing.
And abuse to ruining people's lives over minor personal issues for like 5 extra followers. I have seen on more occasions than I have fingers on my hands.
Is Twitter followers like that big a thing? Like, do you make money off of Twitter followers or something?
No matter
like a lot?
what the situation is, no matter how big or small it is, people not
I think I'm focusing way too hard on YouTube and Twitter. Twitter, YouTube and Twitch.
The issue is if the streamer flat out fucking killed someone, regardless of the severity of it. Death threats to them, their family, their friends, harassment, doxing, you fucking name it. I recall one situation where that started happening.
Wait, what? Whoa. Repeat that last bit. I think I missed something.
I have seen on more occasions than I have fingers on my hands at this point, situations where a VTuber has been accused of something. And no matter what the situation is, no matter how big or small it is, people not only instantly believe it without needing any evidence at all, but treat the issue as if the streamer flat out fucking killed someone, regardless of the severity.
Oh yeah, Twitter loves to instantly judge before any evidence has been.
I recall one situation.
How do you think Mama Max has made his entire freaking like career? Literally just accuses everyone of everything, provides like zero evidence, and then just sort of
having similar
moves on.
Palettes. For fuck's sake, when you create this type of environment where you want to be in the majority's favor so that you can get easy followers, you need to be mad with them, regardless if you think the issue deserves the amount of backlash it's getting or not. That community is no longer safe. They will turn on you in an instant. No.
Yeah, I feel like if you keep doing that, eventually you're gonna have like a Gerard the Completionist situation where you're just known as the nice guy who do no evil.
Nothing that you say or show them,
and it's like you do one little freaking thing messed up, you know, you didn't tip the stripper that one time, you're suddenly gonna be canceled.
I agree that there are terrible people online.
My source is that I made it the fuck up. I freaking love this meme so much.
Back it up with a source. My source is that I made it the fuck up.
My source is that I made it the fuck up. Ah, he cursed! No! Did the monkey just curse on Twitch? I'm not on YouTube right now.
There's one incident that sticks
Papa YouTube can't get me in trouble if I'm on Twitch.
I debated on it for a while, but I finally decided that I wasn't going to drag specific people into this for many reasons. So again, grain of salt. A rather large VTuber was accused of doing something pretty fucking shitty a few months back. Something that, when I first heard about it, I was upset. I admit that I believed it at first because of just how upset everyone was. And I was sad that another big streamer was copying a jackass, because I genuinely don't understand why it's so hard to just not be terrible, you know?
Okay, I'm glad someone else said it, right? It's like, don't get me wrong, I understand. I'm sure there's like some freaking thing, that one thing that I probably did one time, and it's like, oh crud, no, cancel him, you know? And it's like, I'm sure I did something to mess up at some point in my life. But it's just kind of like, in most circumstances, like, can we agree on like 80% of the time, you could just not be a piece of shiz, you get me? Like, and I feel like 80% is pretty reasonable. But for some of these YouTubers, it's like, bro, it's asking too much.
And I was sad that another big streamer was copying a jackass, because I genuinely don't understand why it's so hard to just not be terrible, you know? But then, said streamer came back with proof that they didn't do what they were being accused of. Proof that you could personally check, by the way. Proof I did personally check, by the way. And they were telling the truth. And that's great. It was a misunderstanding, and there isn't another jackass in the community. That's great. That's a good thing, right?
That's an amazing thing, absolutely.
Not only did the VTuber community on Twitter just completely ignore the proof, they pretended it just flat out didn't exist so that they could stay mad. Or even more asinine, people claim that the proof didn't matter. I even watched someone go as far as to just flat out make up random quotes the streamer never said. That the
see, because these people they don't actually want evidence, truth, justice.
Sources, but that's the game. Because they don't check their sources.
All right, this keyboard is broken.
Care. They ignore.
There we go. Hey, you down to collaborate on a game sometime? I would be absolutely down. I'm honestly like at this point right now where as long as it's like, as long as you're actively making content, I would say I'm totally fine with it. It's not like some random on the internet. Just in case, like she's saying, I don't want somebody going on the stream and just being like dropping N-bombs or something suddenly, you know? I'll say I am totally down, but I will vet you. I'll be like, I'll use my monkey eyeballs to observe you and watch you. I'll be like, ooh, what's this video about? Ooh, you said that one thing, that wasn't too funny. I don't know. No, I'm joking, dude. I would freaking love to start. Not only you, but I think Boss also invited me to play some Fortnite, which I don't really play, but freaking Chaos has been telling me to get on. So it's like, all right, I'll probably like, I gotta get on this. I gotta start doing some more collabs. Well, I'd be down. I'm gonna release I'll tell you what. I'm gonna release a list on Twitter of all the games I currently own and have, and I'm willing to do like collabs with, so we can like start doing stuff like that. I would freaking love it. Oh, okay, cool. Just making sure. just making sure, you know. Not just some random 15-year-old or, you know, some random 12-year-old. Like, yeah, no, trust me, I got you. We cool. Just let me collab with you.
Nor the evidence because they want to. They pick whichever side helps and gets more followers at the moment, not who's actually in the right. The lack of morals.
Yeah, I just barely got Power World, so I'm gonna freaking find somebody to collab with that way. Whoa. Crud, hold on, I don't want to miss her point here, but I just got Power World. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna be collabing that with Burrito and Chaos for sure, and I don't know who else, but I'm gonna start inviting people. I don't know. I gotta figure out. I don't know how to multiplayer that. I don't know how to multiplayer that, but that for sure.
Not who's actually in the right. The lack of morals.
Been debating getting like Among Us
no fucking end.
And like other stuff. I never played Among Us.
About 8 months ago, I deleted Twitter from my phone. Only went on to post things here or there, like maybe once every 2 months.
I honestly never use Twitter or Instagram or any social media because I suck at it. I'm busy.
I'm
like, if I could freaking look at Twitter or Instagram, then I could be creating content. I could be doing something, I feel like. That's just me, though. I understand that like, every once in a while I force myself to stop and, like, you know, take a break. But I tend to not, like... I don't know. That's why, like, that's why I feel like that's partially why I'm so bad at responding to people on Twitter and why I'm so bad at responding to people on Discord and stuff. Because I just never freaking check my phone. Text messages too. I'm the exact same with text messages and phone calls.
Just when it's convenient.
Constantly missing.
I'm tired of them talking over and using.
I'm so bad about that.
They don't actually care about just to get new followers. I'm tired of.
At this point, a notification means nothing to me. I got like 500 notifications going on at the same time.
You have the gall to try and bring up that something's wrong. And to be honest, I'm probably gonna lose some friends when I post this. But that's okay. I just want
really?
to
That sucks.
A virtual creator.
I'll be honest with you.
Not if this is what being a VTuber means now.
Personally, with my IRL friends, we have, not only with my IRL friends, but with family, genuine, like, family that I actually care about. Like, I have had genuine, full-blown, yelling, hatred, putrid words at each other. Insulted each other. Like, really, really dug deep into each other. And like, even in certain cases, physical violence, regretted physical violence, and yet we still freaking hug that shiz out at the end of it, dude. Like, you got real genuine people that care about you and are friends of yours, even if you disagree hardcore on stuff or hate. Like, one of the best people I love having debates with is Chaos, because Chaos is like I'm not gonna like get into his personal details, but let's just say like he's super heavily opinionated, and so am I, on a lot of stuff. And he and I will get into heated discussions and arguments. Arguments really is the term for it. Heated arguments, really freaking going at it, dude. I mean, but at the end of the day, we just sort of leave all that stuff aside and we go back to being friends because it's like that doesn't matter because. Yeah, we can have altering opinions. We can disagree on a lot of stuff, political, moral, ethical, religious, anything. You can disagree on literally anything and everything and still be good friends. It's just a matter of, like, you know, just being a good person to each other and respecting people's beliefs and opinions. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you can be mad at each other. You can offend me. You can yell at me. You can do a lot of bad things to me. I will forgive it, because if I actually care about you, of course. Because, like, that's just what being a friend is to me. And so, hopefully, you don't lose any friends over this. It felt like everything she's saying here was genuine and heartfelt. Really, really entertaining. Hilarious.
I don't even think
She's really funny.
Views anyways, but I did want my voice to be heard before I walked out, because I was honestly scared to say anything before whenever I watched this stuff happen. So yeah, if you want to be a VTuber, do it. I'm not telling you not to with this.
I'm already doing it.
Is a great way to meet more people like you, being more creative and having fun without having to worry about, you know,
For real
life
though.
issues.
For real though.
Because,
That's exactly what it is.
We all need that escape.
Honestly, that's exactly what it is. Because it's like, I don't have I don't have that many people, that many friends that are, like, doing this. I don't have, like, yeah, of course I have Burrito, and I have Chaos, and they're awesome, and they're cool and stuff, but it's like, they can't always be, like, they're not streamers. They got lives. They got, like, other jobs, like, that are not, like, you know, they got, like, real people stuff to do. Besides, like, pretend to be a tiny monkey and play video games. You know, so sometimes they got stuff to do. So it's like, yeah, no, that's why I would love to meet other people out there. And I can understand for sure why some people weirdly will, like, want to build relationships with other people who are into the same sort of thing. But it's kind of like, you have to understand and just sort of respect boundaries, personal space, and honestly, just treat people like you would, treat genuine friends out in IRL, in the real world. Like, what are you doing?
Like I
Be
said
good.
before, the world
Be a good
sucks.
person.
And if you do become a VTuber, please just remember my absolute rant of a warning, and don't let the VTuber community drag you down, because I've seen them.
I will remember this not only as a warning about what to watch out for, but also a warning for what to avoid doing, and how to make sure that I keep things like a professional monkey. You're back.
Hey. If you're still here, long time no see, huh? Thank you so much for watching till the end.
That's freaking awesome, dude. I love watching.
Not spend it with me though. I do have more videos
content from other, like,
and I plan on coming
creators
back to streaming very
that are sort of
soon.
going through
So
it,
if you
same
wanna
similar
stick
to me.
around, I'd appreciate it.
Trying to think of a game for us to
promise my
collab
other
with.
content will not be as bitchy.
Yeah, well, it doesn't. You don't
as
gotta
this
do it like
video.
on the spot or be like too
Love
hectic
ya.
about it. Don't stress it. Like I said, I will
Come on,
absolutely
Die.
be putting out a
Fuck.
full comprehensive list of all the games that I have or own. They're like super easy to just hop on and play. I'm hoping to add on that list will definitely be a bunch of free games, so that, or at least super cheap games, because I feel like those are the games that I'm gonna be able to, like, make easy collabs with, you know. I don't want to, like, get super, like, Call of Duty is like a $70 freaking game. I'm not gonna try to collab with that. Like, what? Even Minecraft is like, alright, you could collab, but it's still like $35, you know. Power World is $30. Power was $30, like, that's okay. Isn't Minecraft like $35 now or something like that? Something like that. Something. I don't remember what it is. Something like that. Thank you so much. I dropped you a sub, drop you a like. Great freaking content, my dude. We're gonna drop you an Ayoo as well. Ayoo! Great video. Loved it. Loved it, and it was very informative. Let's put that. Whoops. This keyboard! Okay, informative. Ayo, be sure to join the crew. Please like, follow, and subscribe. And hey, if you like that video, you should check out this stuff.